Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my thoughts on the PlayStation 5 reveals. And finally, it kind of gives people reason why to get a PlayStation 5. So I want to give my thoughts on what they showed that I am interested, as well as the big shebang, all the information you needed, and that is the release date and the price. So, you know what? I'm gonna give my thoughts first. The elephant in the room, and that is the price and the release date. So, finally, during the presentation, they finally revealed that the console itself will sell the PlayStation 5 for $499 or $500, and the digital edition is $399.99, $400. You get the idea there. So, I am not really surprised that the PS5 will be at $500 is because there have been a lot of rumor that it might even go to $600, but of course, you know what happened during the PS3 when they revealed that people said, nah, I mean, it's a good idea at the time, but the system wasn't even that good, and let's just say I had a bad experience with my launch PS3, but that's a different story there. So it is a good move to some extent. That is $500. Hopefully it was $400 because that's what the PS4 was. But of course, the technology they're putting in, the components and the other stuff, yeah, I kind of understand why they have to put it on that price. And of course, the technology, what it can do. And in the case with the digital edition, yeah, it's the same deal. I'm not really surprised that it was going to be $400. If it was $300, then the Series S, well, that's all, folks. You're done. That's it. I mean, as of right now, with the Series S and the Series X, what are the exclusive? They have no exclusive games, and that's the downside. What are the titles for the Series X and S? You know, I mean, the name's even confusing. No one knows. Halo Infinite is not even going to be out until 2021 because look what happened. It didn't look good. While Miles Morales, I have to say, I hate to say it, man, he looks good. He looks good. Like, I don't know what to say. So the price for me personally, I think it is what it is. Am I going to get one at launch? Of course not. And I'll explain that later. So it kind of makes sense to some extent for this launch price. Again, you know, it's the same cycle to any generation. And that is, price will go down eventually to some extent. There will be some Black Friday deal. 2021, keep that in note. We're probably going to have new SKU, improved version of the console, so that's the reason why I tend not to buy a launch console. Like I said, I did it one time with PS3 and that was stupid on my part, but that's in the past, so whatever there. However, there is a bit of a downside about the games. So, not the games itself, but the price. So, there's been a lot of rumor that it's going to go $70 and they're trying to see if that's legit or not, because usually now it's $60, and the backstory with that one was there was a rumor in 2005 that a lot of the developers asked Microsoft, can you approve to sell games for $60? And they said yes, because at the time they were the market leader, so they listened to them. And they said, yeah, $60. And people were like, but again, it is what it is there. And of course, during the PlayStation 1, all games must be $50 if you know that story there. Whatever, how much content, the maximum price you can sell a PS1 or a PS2 game are $50. When it comes to Nintendo, in the way back during the 16-bit era, heck, even 8-bit era, it's a case-by-case basis. But since Sony is leading the market for this one, again, they're number one as of right now. Yes, also the Switch, but come on, I mean the Switch, you think they're gonna compare that to the PS5 or Series X? Just saying. So the downside here I'm trying to say is that the games for PlayStation first party games will be in the range of $50 to $70 recommended retail price. So yeah, so it is the facts now that don't be surprised that the majority of these games will be $70. Yes, the defense there is games are becoming again more expensive to develop, cost more. technology, etc., etc., etc. But again, it is what it is. It's really no surprise that eventually you're gonna have to do this again. I mean, it sucks. However, if you've been following the game industry and of course the game, PlayStation game, even first-party games, their price goes down faster than a Nintendo game, believe it or not. It's only Nintendo, because they're just really stubborn, they never ever lower down their prices ever. They call it the evergreen titles, but it's really just how Nintendo rolls. But when it comes with Sony, believe it or not, even heck, Microsoft, if you wait at least a year, even heck, 2 years or whatever, they will eventually go down. Heck, you can even probably get this game for under $30, heck, even 20. So the key point there is, if you want it now, then you gotta pay $70. If you want to wait until it's cheap, then wait 2 or 3 years. That's just my guess. That is the downside for the price, but like I said, they'll eventually go down. So, but the good news about this one is that, again, they also offering smart delivery. So that's actually a good thing, apparently. So you buy like a PS4 version, and there's a PS5, you put it on the PS5, you get the PS5 experience there, but I'll explain that later why. So there are good things and bad things about it. Good thing, the prices make sense. The one with the disc drive, it competes with the Series X, the digital version. Again, it is PS5 without a disc drive versus Series X. It's a lower end. Doesn't go 4K, doesn't play anything 4K. It just upscaled to 4K. So I mean, like I said, they're not perfect. Any company's not. So I mean, like I said, good thing, bad thing, bad. But now we're shifting to the games I want to give my thoughts on. So when they start with the presentation, the first thing they show, again, rumors were true. Final Fantasy 16 is for the PS5, and yes, apparently it's exclusive to the PS5, but you can also play this on PC. So apparently, either Sony don't think PC is a console, sure, whatever, okay, but apparently Final Fantasy 16 is exclusive for the PS5. It's not even going to be in the Series X, and I don't think it's going to run on the Switch, unless you have the new Switch, whatever. It looks like it's back into the medieval setting rather than some sort of modern like 15. And apparently the producer of Final Fantasy 14 will be in charge of this game, so I can see why. Gameplay wise, it looks like right now they're not showing any hub or anything, but it is actually, hopefully it doesn't play like 14. I don't know, maybe it is. I mean, 15 is kind of understandable, but it's still like, whatever happened to the command window? I missed that one, but again, it is what it is. Looks good. I mean, the minute I saw the Chocobo and the artist, I'm like, yeah, it's a Final Fantasy. So I guess the rumor's true, exclusive for the PlayStation 5. So the next one, I want to give my thoughts. They finally showed gameplay of Spider-Man Miles Morales. So this game is gonna be $50, $70 if you want to play Spider-Man Remastered. So, and of course, I'm gonna talk about this later. But when they show the game, the gameplay again, good idea. Always gameplay, awesome. It looks good. The story, I guess, is fighting. There's two wars. There's the military, and then the villain is the Tinkerer. Again, that is a Marvel villain. Story apparently is that they moved to Harlem, and Miles Morales' mom, Miguel Morales, is, I guess, trying to be the mayor of Harlem City. Again, it's a story, it's a comic story. So, looks good, and you might say, ah, man, I gotta play this now, but I don't have a PS5, I can't afford it. Well, good news, this game's also gonna be in the PS4. Again, so, there you go. So, props to Sony, I guess. The idea of game generation, I guess that's out the window, so this one's gonna be on the PS4. So, props to Sony there. Yeah, so in the PS5 apparently, and maybe also in the PS4, it's gonna cost $50 by itself, and then on the PS5 apparently, if you want to play it with Spider-Man Remastered, that's what they call it, probably 60 frames, who knows, it's gonna cost you $70. So again, it is what it is there. So yeah, but like I said, there's the PS4 version. There are other games that's also gonna be in the PS4. So I'll mention that later. Another one that got me interested is Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. And what it is an improved version, and this time you can play as Virgil. So you might think, oh man, it's going to be only PS5 and Series X. Not quite. The DLC to play Virgil is also going to be on the PS4 and Xbox One. So nothing to worry. Again, cross generation. Interesting there. Another one that took me by surprise. It's sort of interesting. I don't really play this franchise, but it is interesting, and that is Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. So no one knows what it is, but apparently the Chuck E. Cheese now looks so high-tech. VR, I thought that was it, but no. This is something new, and when they show the trailer, I'm like, oh, that's a high-tech Chuck E. Cheese. What happened there? The last thing I want to give my thoughts, that's actually sort of interesting, but I doubt I'm going to play this, and that is Demon's Soul. It's a remake of the original one, and this time Sony will actually publish this game. So the original Dark Soul looks good. Am I going to be playing it? Probably not. But also, the bit of a downside for this game is that it will be $70. Yes, this game at launch will be $70. It is a launch title, so interesting there. But apparently it's also going to be on PC, and apparently later, like 2021, it's going to be on the console. Don't know. Maybe it's also going to be on the Switch. Maybe not. I don't know. I forgot to mention this on the video, so I'm going to mention this now. There's a reason why the PlayStation 5 price reveal presentation was actually a wowzer. Let's just go with that one. And that is Jim Ryan left up with one more thing type of video. Yes, like I always say this, and I always say this before, and I'm going to say this again. It's always a good thing to say, oh, there is one last thing before we end this. And that one last thing is God of War Ragnarok coming in 2021. Yes, the sequel to the PlayStation 4 God of War. Oh my gosh, in 2021. I don't know why I forgot to mention on the video. I guess because I was using the website and it wasn't mentioned there, so. But it should have been in my head because I played the God of War games. They're fun. So, wow. So apparently in 2021, I'm going to assume it's going to be holiday 2021. So it's probably going to compete against Breath of the Wild too. So you either have Link or Kratos. So two games that's sort of a direct sequel to their predecessor. So the hint is that if you get the secret ending for God of War, there is a hint of a particular god that makes an appearance. So that's probably going to be what this one. That's why Ragnarok. So you sort of have to understand the mythology of the Norse god. What is Ragnarok? So I mean, that's all I can say. But yeah, I mean, again, kudos to Sony for this. So I mean, it kind of gives people reason why Sony, why PlayStation 5. Besides Spider-Man, Miles Morales, of course, it's going to be in the PS4. Horizon Zero Dawn West, again, I know it's going to be in the PS4. But God of War Ragnarok, I don't think this game's going to be on the PS4. I mean, it depends on what they do, but if it is, again, kudos. But again, sort of a reason why to get a PS5 to some extent. So, but it's just interesting as in the business side, but I'm not really that interested. So they also mentioned, not in the presentation, but on their blog, that besides Spider-Man Miles Morales, 2 other games is going to be also going to the PS4, and those are Sackboy Big's Adventure. Yeah, it was originally like PS5, but apparently it's also doing the PS4, so kudos. And Zero Horizon Dawn West, the sequel to the game, will also be in the PS4. So apparently this first Sony launch title games, or launch window, I guess we'll go with that one, or games that's going to be launching within 2 to 3 months, will also be across generation to the PS4, because I get the understand that not everyone's going to buy PS5 at launch, because I'm not. I mean, heck, you know, that's just me personally. But you never know, so they actually are giving people options, so I gotta give props to Sony for doing that, because in the past they said, nah, they're not gonna do that. They don't believe it. They never really believe on that one, but I guess they backtrack. It is what it is there. So those are the games that I'm interested. So overall, the presentation is good, and that Sony is understanding that hey, not everyone's gonna buy a PS5 at launch. It's gonna be a different time. So they actually did a cross generation, and like they said, they also are doing their version of a smart delivery. So they're also gonna do it with third-party games if they willingly, but of course I want them to don't because that's like money throwing it away. But it is what it is. Price of the console, I think it is what it is. It's not good, but it's not bad either. It just makes sense. Game cost, yeah, $70. Again, if you wait, patient. If you're not a person that you gotta buy it at day one, they will go down in price. But if you're a person that I gotta play because of time, tournaments, competition, whatever, then that's a different story there. We'll just have to wait and see. So, like I said, am I going to get one at launch? No. I will be waiting a year from now. Maybe they'll have a better SKU. Two, usually launch console have some problems. Sony, definitely. Let's just say for me personally, how do I buy multiple PlayStation 1, multiple PlayStation 2, definitely PlayStation 3, and to some extent, PlayStation 4. And I wouldn't be surprised even if I got a PlayStation 5, I have to buy a second PlayStation 5. Their quality, they're not that good. Just saying that. Like I said, at least they did good. It's giving people reason why to get a PlayStation 5. You got the exclusive, smart delivery, and like I said in history, their games do tend to go down in price. There you go. So that's my thoughts on the Sony PlayStation 5 finally revealing the price and the launch. And yes, the launch will be November 12 in certain countries and then November 19 worldwide. So again, pre-orders are supposedly starting, so good luck with that. So, yeah, so those are my thoughts, and with that, I'll see you guys later.